Ladies and gentlemen, please ensure that your mobile phone is switched off at all times.
Hello everyone, Group J is here to present the Harbor City of Nanaimo. The City of Nanaimo is a classic West Coast community offering natural beauty at every turn and a vast recreational potential. Nanaimo has one of the longest shorelines in Canada and a forested mountain backdrop just outside the downtown. Here you can go from the wilderness to the city center in just a few minutes and spend more time places you want to be. The city projects out into the strait like a headland, affording waterfront on three sides and a spectacular ocean views at every turn. The local landscape is defined by Mount Benson, which rises 1,006 meters just west of Nanaimo, and the Nanaimo River Estuary, the largest estuary on Vancouver Island, which flows into Nanaimo Harbor at the south end of the city. An estuary is where a river meets the sea and where salt water mixes with fresh water. The river becomes wider and flows slowly to the ocean. The city of Nanaimo is located on the east coast of Vancouver Island, 113 north of Victoria and 23 kilometers west of Vancouver, across the Strait of Georgia. Nanaimo is situated on a narrow coastal plain and is surrounded by good agricultural land and rich timber resources. It is the largest on Vancouver Island and has the second biggest harbor, which has made it an important distribution and regional center. Nanaimo was dedicated as the harbor city by Prince Charles and Princess Diana in 1986. The city is the axis of several transportation routes: the Esquimalt and Nanaimo Railway, the Trans-Canada and Island Highways, and ferry services to and from the mainland British Columbia. It is governed by a mayor and 8 councillors, but shares some responsibilities with the Regional District of Nanaimo, established in 1967. Nanaimo is modern urban center and is considered as the second largest on Vancouver Island. Nanaimo is the economic hub of central and northern Vancouver Island. Nanaimo is the 5th fastest urban center in British Columbia and boasts a vibrant business community and exceptional quality of life. You can get to Nanaimo by car, ferry, boat, airplane, seaplane, or helicopter. As it is located in an island, connection from Vancouver could be via BC ferries on a 1 hour and 40-minute ferry ride with a 30-minute drive via 2 terminals at Departure Bay and Duke Point, or a 20-minute seaplane or helicopter ride. You can access Nanaimo by boat as well as and stay with various marinas. Nanaimo has multiple options to fly in. Nanaimo Airport is just 18 kilometers south of Nanaimo and has many local and international flights. Taxi, shuttles, and rental cars are available to take you to and from the airport. You can reach Nanaimo by car from communities to the south like Ladysmith and Victoria. You can also drive to Nanaimo from the north, communities like Courtenay and Campbell River.
Physical environment. A one-bedroom apartment in the city center would typically range from $1,000 to $1,600 a month, while a 3-bedroom apartment will range from $1,800 to $2,500. A one-bedroom apartment outside the city center would be in the range of $985 to $1,555, and a 3-bedroom apartment will range from $1,700 to $2,500. Some of the Nanaimo's greatest assets are its public outdoor spaces. With over 880 hectares of city parks and 170 kilometers of trails, there is something for everyone to enjoy and discover. It also boasts of 7 community gardens on public property. Tours and activities in Nanaimo include historical walking tours and bathtub weekend. The Great International World Championship Bathtub Race has been the epicenter of summer tradition in Nanaimo for more than half a century and draws competitors and visitors from around the world. More than 200 tubbers in every type of watercraft compete, racing along the 58-kilometer ocean route, looking to take the top spot and break personal records from years past. The weekend is chock full of events, and most of them are being held at Mayflower Sutton Park and Sway Alana Lagoon. Downtown Nanaimo is host to major establishments such as Nanaimo Regional Hospital, restaurants such as Gabriel's Cafe, Nanaimo Downtown Farmers Market, Vancouver Island University, a ferry terminal, seaplane terminal, museums, and hotels. Diversity. In 2016 census, the male population accounted for 43,615, while the female population was at 46,890. The male 55 to 59 age group had the most number than any other age group, while the female, the most number came from the 60 to 64 age group. Visible minority represented 9.9% of the entire population. 7.3% were Aboriginal and new immigrants were at 1.5%. Of the 1.5% of new immigrants, only 1% spoke Mandarin, 0.6% spoke Punjabi, and 0.3% spoke Korean. In the 2011 survey, 51.7% of Nanaimo's residents do not practice any religion, higher than the national rate of 23.9%. Of the practicing population, majority were of Christian faith, that is 44.7%, while the Sikh communities and Buddhist communities were at 1.1% and 0.6% respectively. Next is the employment by the industry sector. Due to COVID-19, unemployment rates were significantly higher in 2020. Nanaimo's unemployment rate was at 9.1%, slightly higher than the Vancouver Island Coast region and BC, but lower than the Canada. Over the last 5 years, Nanaimo's unemployment rate has been trending higher than Victoria and BC, although historically it has always been lower. An ideal unemployment rate for a healthy economy is between 4.5% to 5%. The number of jobs in Nanaimo grew by 3.2% between 2011 and 2016 census. During this period, shifts in the economy led to the goods producing sector representing 17%, which was 10% previously, and the service sector representing 83%, which was 90% previously of total jobs. All the industries in the goods producing sector represented positive growth with manufacturing leading the charge at 45%, followed by agriculture, forestry, fishing, hunting at 14%, and mining, oil, gas representing 8% growth. Growth in the service sector was driven by growth in healthcare. Professional, scientific, technical and administration support, waste management and remediation sectors.
This growth was offset by significant losses in wholesale trade, real estate, rental, leasing, and public administration. In 2020, the greatest number of jobs are provided by healthcare, social assistance, and the retail sector, followed by construction, accommodation, and food services, and educational services. Overall, in 2020, new job postings in Nanaimo were 32.6% below 2019. Comparatively, BC was down 31.3%, according to Vicinity Job Database. The downturn was sharper in Nanaimo at the start of the pandemic compared with BC. However, the recovery in Nanaimo was faster than BC, leading to overall near similar results. Labor force occupation, sales and service occupations made up 28% of all jobs in Nanaimo in 2020. The three broad categories of business, finance, administration, and education, law, social, community government services, and management occupations make up professional services, accounting for the largest number of occupations, 34% in Nanaimo. Labor force breakdown by occupation is useful in looking at the skills and talent of the labor pool and can be beneficial indicator of employability in other sectors of the economy. After a very strong 2019 in Nanaimo, the outlook for 2020 was lower growth compared to the previous 3 to 4 years. But of course, no one foresaw the global pandemic around the corner. The year started strong in January and February, but shutdown of the most economic activity due to the pandemic in March affected all sectors of the economy with significant immediate declines in employment until reopening began in mid-May, leading to slow recovery. During 2016 census, the healthcare and social assistance sector was the largest employment sector in Nanaimo, with 7,285 employees. Over the past decade, significant investments have been made at the Nanaimo Regional General Hospital and in private healthcare facilities surrounding the hospital zone. Employment in healthcare rose by 14.4% between 2011 and 2016. Retail Trade Nanaimo is the retail and distribution hub for Central and North Vancouver Island. Employment in the retail trade increased by 0.96% between 2011 and 2016. Nanaimo is home to the largest retail mall on Vancouver Island, Woodgrove Center. Retail malls and boutique shops are continually reinventing themselves to provide an exceptional customer experience as the competition between traditional brick and mortar stores and online shopping intensifies. Nanaimo's retail sector C. Construction remains one of the key employment sectors in Nanaimo, with 4,220 employees. Building permit values for residential and commercial projects continue to reflect higher demand year over year from positive migration. Employment in the construction sector grew by 5.2% between 2011 and 2016. Accommodation and food services is the fourth largest employment sector in Nanaimo, reporting 4,035 employees. Employment in this sector decreased by 1.6% between 2011 and 2016. Educational services is the fifth largest sector in Nanaimo, with 3,355 employees. Nanaimo is home to Vancouver Island University, which draws students from all parts of the world and adds diversity. In 2011, educational services accounted for 7.2% of the total employment in Nanaimo, but declined to 7% in 2016. Nanaimo's sixth largest employment sector, with 2,990 employees, professional, scientific, and technical services saw an increase of 15.22% during this same period. The highest employment growth occurred in the manufacturing sector, which saw a 45% increase in employment between 2011 and 2016. The manufacturing sector in Nanaimo employs 2,260 people. Nanaimo has used its excellent harbor for trading, services, and distribution industries. Fishing and lumbering have also grown since 1950s. The Port of Nanaimo has 4 deep sea berths, and the provincial ferries have docks at Nanaimo Harbor, Departure Bay, and Duke Point. Duke Point Industrial Park focuses on forest products and related industries. Nanaimo's economy has moved from a base largely dependent on the forestry sector to a diversified base including retail and wholesale trade, construction, manufacturing, knowledge-based and technology companies, and government services. With its beautiful natural setting, mild climate and beaches, parks and nearby camping sites, The city is also an important tourist center. As with Canadian business composition, the majority of business in Nanaimo are small to medium-sized enterprises. The city of Nanaimo had 3,464 businesses with employees in 2020. Approximately 87% of 3,028 of these businesses have between 1 and 19 employees. 9% or 282 of the businesses have between 20 to 49 employees. 4% or 150 of these businesses have between 50 to 499 employees, and 4 businesses have more than 500 employees. Shopping in Nanaimo gives you the best of all worlds, from major big-name retailers to funky one-of-a-kind shops and boutiques. Nanaimo boasts more than a dozen indoor and outdoor malls. Nanaimo, the island's shopping mecca, offers major brand-name retailers in Woodgrove Center, the largest shopping center on Vancouver Island, Port Place Shopping Center, Country Club Center, and Nanaimo North Town Center. Downtown Nanaimo features 3 distinct shopping districts: the Arts District in the city core, the Old City Quarter up the hill, and the Waterfront District along the Harborfront Walkway, each offering distinctive shops and services. Nanaimo's economy depends chiefly on lumbering, pulp processing, commercial fishing, agriculture, shipbuilding, and tourism. The federal government maintains a fisheries and oceanographic research station at the north edge of the city. Historic features are Petroglyph Park, with its ancient rock carvings, and the Bastion, part of a fort built by the Hudson's Bay Company in 1853 to protect the miners and settlers.
Health, primary, secondary, and tertiary care. Access to health services is essential for maintaining and improving our health. Health authorities and the Ministry of Health are responsible for providing quality services that meet the health needs of communities by preventing, diagnosing, and treating illnesses. Local and First Nations governments, community organizations, and health authorities can work in partnership to help ensure that their communities' health needs are addressed. The Nanaimo Regional General Hospital, otherwise known as NRGH, is a regional referral hospital with fully modern 409-bed facility. Services include surgery, maternity, pediatrics, intensive care, rehabilitation, psychiatry, and extended care. Outpatient services include radiology, laboratory, diagnostics, diabetes education center, the Nanaimo Cancer Center, Peacemaker Clinic, among others. NRGH's existing building is 35,550 meters with the planned expansion to 54,390 meters by 2021. This is an increase of 35% in capacity to meet required demand. This expansion will be done in 6 phases. The catchment area for NRGH is the Central and North Island, which represents approximately 300,000 people. Health providers. Health practitioners are one part of a larger health system that includes many people, facilities, and services that aim to improve health in the community through health care services and health promotion. According to the report of BC Ministry of Health 2009-2010, the available health practitioners per 100,000 residents in Nanaimo local health area were the following: physicians 146, specialists 111, and supplementary practitioners 140. This data is according to the BC Community Health. According to 2020 Nanaimo Community Profile, the Nanaimo Regional General Hospital is served by approximately 435 doctors, 153 of whom is general practitioners, 126 medical specialists, and 156 other health practitioners from around the area. Social service providers. Supportive social and physical environments can improve everyone's personal health practices. Communities offer programs and services that increase awareness, build skills, and positively influence personal health practices. Local governments have also had success in improving community health by implementing bylaw and zoning restrictions such as for tobacco. Harm reduction services provides harm reduction supplies, treatment, and testing for individuals at risk of hepatitis B, hepatitis C, HIV, and sexually transmitted infections. Services include confidential health care, needle exchange, safer sex supply, naloxone, and referrals to other support services as needed. You can find these services in Find Services HealthLink BC. Child, Youth, and Family Counseling offers therapeutic counseling for children, youth, and families experiencing relationship difficulties, domestic violence, abuse, or difficulties within the family. Sexual Abuse Intervention Program. This provides counseling and treatment for children and youth who have experienced sexual abuse and or sexual behavior problems. Helps children with managing or reducing problematic behavior, reducing trauma-related symptoms. Affordable housing. This provides a range of housing types and tenures to meet the needs of the NIMOS residents. It includes incentive to develop affordable housing, zoning bylaws that allow for a range of housing types and tenures, and support to non-profit agencies providing a variety of social services. There's also senior recreation program. This provides opportunities for seniors to lead a more meaningful, active, healthy, and complete lives by enabling them to participate in organized activities and make new friends. Island Health Discovery Youth and Family Substance Use Services. This is a free community-based counseling for youth using substances, youth who are affected by another person's use of substances, and or parents, caregivers concerned about adolescent substance use. Social service providers continued. So FITS Nanaimo is a community health resource directory for Nanaimo region. Available community resources are listed in this directory under the following categories: health professionals, low-income support, social services, mental health counseling, substance abuse or addictions, condition-specific info support, seniors, child, youth, and family, health services, abuse or neglect, education, employment, development, and government legal complaints and advocacy. For transportation, Nanaimo is a transportation gateway and central destination for Vancouver Island. Nanaimo has a comprehensive transportation network designed to support and promote the growth of existing businesses and to facilitate the establishment of new operations. Nanaimo has a modern and efficient transportation network with an airport, seaplane terminal, helijet service, 2 ferry terminals, highway system, and a public transport system. The average commute time from the outer boundaries of the city to downtown is 15 minutes. The city is easily accessible to the mainland by ferry, air, and to other Vancouver Island destinations by road. Deep sea shipping facilities are available through the Port of Nanaimo and sea-span ferries. Businesses have a range of options to access markets, customers, and suppliers. Today, the majority of people, 88% in Nanaimo, travel by car to save their daily needs, including school, work, personal, and other trip purposes. Conversely, alternative modes such as walking, which is comprised of 8.5%, cycling, 1%, and transit, 2.5%, make up only 12% of daily trips. With the city's population projected to grow by nearly 40,000 people over the next 30 years, total travel within the city is projected to increase by 50% by 2041. Walking is the most popular mode of sustainable travel in Nanaimo today, accounting for 8.5% of all trips made throughout the city, 21,000 trips per day. So walking levels across the city vary significantly, as areas with high residential and employment densities, nearby destinations, well-connected street networks, and safe and comfortable pedestrian facilities experience higher rates of walking and other sustainable travel modes. In 2011, 23% of downtown residents reported walking as their primary mode of transport to and from work, 3 times the overall city average. Incorporating the key characteristics of existing high pedestrian activity areas into other parts of the city can help create a more walkable community. Cycling is also an important commuting and recreation options in Nanaimo for short to medium distance trips that are time competitive with driving. Not only can cycling can be a practical way to get around, it is also healthy, good for the environment, and saves money. Cycling currently accounts for approximately 1% of all trips made within the city. The NTMP seeks to significantly increase the number of cycling trips in the city, and under the plan's targets, the population of daily bicycle trips would grow from 1 to 4% by 2041, representing a five-fold increase in the number of daily cycling trips. By 2041, the plan targets 15,000 cycling trips per day in the city, a significant increase from 3,000 daily cycling trips seen currently in Nanaimo. Currently, approximately 2.5% of all daily trips in Nanaimo are made by transit. Transit supports many people in their daily travels, particularly older residents, students, and those without access to a vehicle. However, service frequency and coverage limitations prevent transit from being a convenient travel mode for more people. Low density and dispersed land uses in many areas make transit costly to provide and less attractive to riders, generating lower ridership. Where higher residential, employment, and service densities are present, example in the country club, downtown, and Woodgrove, or at key community institutions, example VIU and NRGH, ridership is significantly higher. To increase ridership significantly, transit must be competitive with other modes and attract riders that have access to vehicles but choose to take transit. This will require both the right land use conditions and attractive transit service to shift travel patterns over time. Travel by private vehicle is the dominant mode of transportation within Nanaimo today, with 88% of all trips made by car. For many residents and businesses, travel via the road network is currently their only viable travel option. The city's road network is made up of different components, each serving specific functions within the overall network. While the travel by car provides many benefits, our dependence on cars impacts our health, our economy, and our environment. The NTMP seeks to reduce future demand for travel made by personal vehicle by making sustainable transportation options, example through walking, cycling, and transit, more attractive for more trips. The car will still be part of our transportation mix in the future, and this chapter provides recommendations on how to manage future traffic growth by planning for an effective but sustainable road network, by working to make roads safer, and by reducing the negative community impacts of travel by car.
Education. The education sector is the fifth largest sector in Nanaimo, providing 3,355 jobs. The education sector represents 7% of Nanaimo's labor force. Currently, there are 88 private firms involved in the education and training sectors. With regards to public schools, Nanaimo's public schools are administered by the District 68 School Board, which serves Nanaimo and Ladysmith. There are currently 28 elementary schools from kindergarten to grade 7, 6 secondary schools, grades 8 to 12, 1 distributed learning school, island connected K-12, and secondary learning alternative schools. Their K-12 education offers French immersion programs are offered at 4 elementary schools and 1 secondary school. And district has several special programs, which includes an outstanding music program, work experience and career preparation, a modern languages program which includes French and Japanese, and computer lab facilities. In addition, they have also private schools, the Nanaimo Christian School, Aspen Grove School, Nanaimo Montessori School, and post-secondary schools, they have Vancouver Island University, Discovery Community College, Spratshaw Community College, and Tamagawa Nanaimo Academy of Learning. The Vancouver Island University has 156 faculty members who hold PhDs in a variety of disciplines, providing a pool of expertise for the community. These are the research centers, institutes, and lab facilities available through Vancouver Island University. The Pacific Biological Station is another part of their education sector. This is the principal research center for the Department of Fisheries and Oceans Canada, which expertise in fisheries management, population, disease, marine mammals, and aquaculture. The station employs approximately 180 people, including nearly 50 PhDs, and the station also provides a nucleus of expertise that benefits fisheries-related private sector activities. Beaches, 20 picnic areas, 3 pools, 4 indoor ice rinks, and 3 golf courses. Residents can enjoy a leisurely stroll along the waterfront seawall or a vigorous hike up Mount Benson. The city also has parks and recreation department, which provides a comprehensive year-round program of activities for residents of all ages and interests. So Nanaimo has different recreation parks like the Newcastle Island, Buttertubs Marsh, Neck Point Park, the Linley Valley Park, Local Oceans Park, Piper's Lagoon, Departure Bay, Neck Point, and Swayalana Lagoon. And so in the Newcastle Island, this is a charming provincial park just off the shores of downtown Nanaimo, and it is a popular summertime picnic and camping area. So another park is the Buttertubs Marsh. It is located in the heart of the city. It's a wonderful place to view waterfall and learn about our delicate ecosystem. Another park, which we call Neck Point Park, it has 14.5 hectare oceanfront park known for its views and natural features. It also has vast trail system of varying lengths and difficulties, and offers several amenities including picnic areas, viewpoints, and lookouts. Another park called Linley Valley, it has 182.2 hectares and undeveloped park recently acquired by the city of Nanaimo. It contains many old growth trees, open meadows, and wetlands. The residents also enjoy the informal walking trails, the beautiful scenery, and the abundance of wildlife. During the late fall and early winter months, Nanaimo becomes home to thousands of stellar and California sea lions and bald eagles, which grace our skies throughout the year. Beaches at local ocean parks such as the Piper Lagoon, Departure Bay, Neck Point, and Swayalana Lagoon. This offers a myriad of opportunities for swimming, windsurfing, and snorkeling, complete with incredible sea life just below the surface. Spend a day paddling around Newcastle Island or get out on a charter to become the next great angler. Take your adventure to new depths on a snorkeling or scuba diving expedition. Outdoor activities include paddling, hiking, biking, golfing, bungee jumping, sailing, fishing, swimming, windsurfing, snorkeling, scuba diving, and kayaking.
Safety. Crime rates. Nanaimo crime rates are 162% higher than the national average. Violent crimes in Nanaimo are 97% higher than the national average. In Nanaimo, you have a 1 in 9 chance of becoming a victim of crime. Nanaimo is safer than 50% of the cities in Canada. Year over year, crime in Nanaimo has increased by 30%. Crime Prevention and Community Policing, Crime Reduction, Task Force Nanaimo RCMP. Public safety is important to council, and a significant amount of time, resources, and energy are invested into various local programs. Community policing programs are active, and since 2017, volunteer hours have almost doubled. dedicated volunteers are working on a bike registration or recovery program called Project 529, which has been successful in recovering and returning 40 bikes to date. They are also doing block watch, speed watch, distracted driving watch, crime watch, and assisting with several community events. Nanaimo RCMP created a crime reduction task force for two 8-week projects, one in the spring and the other in the fall of 2019. Using intelligence-led policing and modern crime strategies, this helped RCMP members to identify numerous individuals who had outstanding warrants, which resulted in arrests, seizures of drugs, as well as multiple criminal charges. RCMP members continually take training to improve service delivery and remain compliant with legislation. The RCMP's Bike Patrol Unit consistently monitors activity in both the downtown core as well as other areas within Nanaimo, and has strong partnerships with community groups. They also work closely with City of Nanaimo's Bylaw Department. Nanaimo RCMP has officially launched an online crime reporting tool designed to allow citizens to report non-emergency crimes in cases where there is no suspect, witness, or follow-up required by a police officer, which generates a report and police file number. All reports are reviewed and will be used to help identify trends in criminal activity in the community. To report a crime through the online tool, residents will need to provide their name, address, phone number, and a valid email address. The process typically takes 15 minutes to complete. Patrolling and enforcing city bylaws. Bylaw officers patrol across the city and are responsible for enforcing the city's bylaws, including Bylaw 7073. The Parks, Recreation, and Culture Bylaw protects personal safety, outlines rules about temporary shelter, and identifies that those using the park must conduct themselves in an orderly manner. Bylaw 7250, the Nuisance Abatement Bylaw, can help recover costs associated with nuisance activity occurring on private properties. Bylaw 7267, the Public Nuisance Bylaw addresses impeding or obstructing persons or vehicles in public places. Bylaw 7242, the Property Management Bylaw, deals with encampment, outlining that transitory or permanent sheltering on private property is not permitted. Fire prevention and community safety. Nanaimo Fire Rescue have responded to over 1,200 overdoses since 2017, making this a big part of their daily work life. Nanaimo Fire Rescue continue to perform their own training exercises while also training 341 community members for bystander CPR in 2019. Public education highlighting the importance of working smoke alarms remains a key priority, and Nanaimo Fire Rescue has attended 140 community events, creating awareness of fire prevention and safety matters with the public. Keeping our parks and recreational facilities safe. Parks and facilities have made several improvements, including installing additional lighting and alarm systems, clearing under bushes, and lifting tree canopies to deter overnight shelter, expansion of the needle box programs, and reviewing and changing access points to the facilities. Staff have also increased the frequency of playground inspections, security, trail cleanups, and patrols. Frontline staff have also undergone specialized training and regular review emergency procedures. Planning for a safe and inclusive community. Municipal initiatives enhanced daytime security downtown, provided showers in Caledonia Park, and implemented an urban cleanup program along with the Nanaimo Region John Howard Society. The city's community planning section emphasizes that partnerships are critical, such as being a part of the community action team, the Nanaimo Homeless Coalition, and the New Health and Housing Task Force, who met with the Minister of Mental Health and Addictions and discussed social and health matters impacting the community. The city recognizes that there is an increased number of people with complex health and housing needs in Nanaimo. Funding is provided to the Unitarian Extreme Weather Shelter and supplements to the housing work supported by BC Housing. The city supports a Housing First program to place homeless individuals in supportive, non-market, and market rentals. In 2019, the city issued building permits for 5 separate affordable housing developments, totaling 341 units. The Affordable Housing Strategy, approved in 2018, has good progress to report, with the city exceeding its target number of new purpose-built rentals in 2018. The Canadian Mortgage and Housing Corporation reported a record number of rental unit completions for last year, which was 536 units, more than double of that of the year before, which was 268 units. Overall, purpose-built rentals comprised about 56% of the total units completed in 2018. The city recognizes that there is an increased number of people with complex health and housing needs in Nanaimo. Funding is provided to the Unitarian Extreme Weather Shelter and supplements to the housing work supported by BC Housing. The city supports a Housing First program to place homeless individuals in supportive, non-market, and market rentals. In 2019, the city issued building permits for 5 separate affordable housing developments, totaling 341 units. The Affordable Housing Strategy, approved in 2018, has good progress to report, with the city exceeding its target number of new purpose-built rentals in 2018. The Canadian Mortgage and Housing Corporation reported a record number of rental unit completions for last year, which was 536 units, more than double of that of the year before, which was 268 units. Overall, purpose-built rentals comprised about 56% of the total units completed in 2018. Emergency Management Program. The city is dedicating the month of October to raising awareness on emergency preparedness, beginning with Fire Prevention Week. In partnership with the National Fire Protection Association, the city will share messages about learning the sounds of fire safety. Residents can get ready for an emergency, such as an earthquake, by preparing an emergency kit, signing up for call alerts, and creating an emergency plan. In the Great Shakeout BC Earthquake Drill, residents can participate by registering at www.shakeoutbc.ca and then listening for the drill on the radio stations. The City of Nanaimo will send out a test alert on the Voyant Alert system, and the residents are encouraged to sign up. The mission of the program is to create and maintain a cooperative organization to manage risks from major emergencies and disasters that may affect the City of Nanaimo. The 2-part mission statement has been adopted to guide emergency management actions in the City of Nanaimo. The term emergency management reflects the intent to continuously examine actions that might help reduce the likelihood and impact of major emergencies and disasters. These actions include understanding the risks, taking all reasonable steps to reduce the threat, planning for both response and recovery, ensuring site support teams and community residents are prepared to act when needed, and continually evaluating and improving the program.
Perceptions. People have mixed perceptions about Nanaimo. On one hand, Nanaimo is a popular city to live among retirees, students, and families. The city has been recognized as one of the best places to live on national or even international lists. This city is known as the Harbor City, historically known as the Hub City, due to its original layout. Nanaimo's most recent residents come from British Columbia's lower mainland, followed by Albertans, as they see it as an affordable place to live as compared to larger urban centers. People also enjoy the environment, sports, activities, education, and employment options offered by this city. On the other hand, In 2017, Nanaimo was ranked third in Maclean's magazine's list of most dangerous places to live, according to the nation's news magazine. Among 229 major cities with a population of 10,000 or more, Nanaimo ranks 37th in Canada with an index of 121 for crime severity. People think that the crime is on the rise, and they believe it is not safe to come to downtown. As per safety audits by Nanaimo RCMP, majority of people believe crime in the city is on the increase, and there are so many suffering from drug addictions and mental health issues on the streets. However, people also believe that local authorities have been placing right strategies in place to make Nanaimo a safe place to live for the residents. For example, enhanced daytime security downtown, crime map, and block watch. At a regular town hall meeting, people can attend in person and ask council questions related to a specific subject in an open forum. However, Nanaimo also offers e-town hall meetings. The E stands for electronic, and with the e-town hall events, there are additional opportunities to participate. These include the city's website, Facebook page, Twitter feed, or a phone call. At the City of Nanaimo e-town hall meetings webpage, people can view meeting agendas, documents, or videos and can submit a question to participate in the event. We have identified 3 disparities in the community. First one is disparity in healthcare services, or the lack of healthcare providers. Second, lack of affordable housing and homelessness. And third one is safety and security. One of the disparities that we consider in Nanaimo is the lack of healthcare provider, as evidenced by inadequate access to healthcare services for northern Malahat residents. The population in the north is older and seeing more growth than the south. There are no oncologists available for the north of Malahat for a bigger and older population. In Nanaimo Regional Hospital, they don't have catheterization lab, and one of the few places in the developed world not to have this facility. It's been reported that there is a persistent overflow in the patient tower of Nanaimo Regional Hospital. The reason behind this disparity in healthcare is lack of revenue, lack of manpower, and not sustainable healthcare. In addition, they should review their policies and strategies to address this issue. Community attempt to serve lack of healthcare services or healthcare providers, improve facilities to attract specialists, new patient tower to increase bed capacity, improve and increase crucial health programs for cardiac services and cancer services to the degree the community requires. Sustainable healthcare, provide incentives to attract healthcare workers, sign-on bonus, student loan forgiveness, free housing, relocation incentive, competitive pay, affordable tuition and training for doctors and nurses.
So next is lack of affordable housing. The city of Nanaimo has been significant growth in its homeless population in recent years. The April 2018 point in time homelessness count documented 335 individuals struggling with homelessness in Nanaimo. This represents a near doubling of homeless population since 2016. It is estimated that there are additional 150 to 200 homeless individuals who were not captured by 2018 PIT, that is point in time count. At the same time, our community has been greatly impacted by the national health crisis related to the use of opioids and other substances. Behind disparities in housing, so those are affordability, poverty, and mental health and substance use disorder. Affordability, financial security for families and individuals begin with addressing housing affordability. Currently in Nanaimo, almost half of all the renters, that is 48%, are in core housing need, which means they spend more than 30% of their income on housing costs. Canada's inflation rate tends to average at about 2%, but between October 2017 and October 2018, the cost of renting a 2-bedroom apartment in Nanaimo increased nearly 10%. The increase far outpaced the average BC wage increase of 2.4% in 2018. Next is poverty or low income. It can be confusing to figure out what the poverty line in BC is because Canada has no official definition of poverty. There are three main measures of poverty in Canada, but the most common measure is low income measure, that is called LIM. It's a fixed percentage, that is 50% of median adjusted household income, where adjusted refers to the household size or the number of members in a household. One of the difficulties of using median income to determine the poverty line is that median income in Nanaimo is already quite low, that is $27,850 for those living alone or with non-relatives, 45.5% for those living alone or with non-relatives earn less than $25,000 a year, while 29% of single-parent families and 5% of the families with or without children also fall into this category. Next is the mental health and substance use disorder, addictions. People with mental illnesses experience homelessness for longer periods of time and have less contact with family and friends. In general, 30 to 35% of those experiencing homelessness and up to 75% of the women experiencing homelessness have a mental illnesses. It is estimated that 20 to 25% of people experiencing homelessness suffer from concurrent disorders like severe mental illnesses and addictions. So next is the community attempt to serve housing problem. The city of Nanaimo will ask that the next round of social housing includes smaller supportive complexes and possibly dry housing or transitional housing. Negotiation points for the next memorandum of understanding with the BC Housing are as follows. First, to address housing needs in the city's health and housing action plan. Next is to explore opportunities to cap the number of units in supporting housing complexes at 35. Next, to create drug and alcohol-free facilities and to develop transitional housing. So the third problem is disparity in safety and security. Nanaimo only has 156 police officers per 100,000 of population, and the crime rate was 62% higher than the national average. In downtown, there were higher number of drugs dealing and substance use, break-in parkets, homeless population, theft and antisocial activities. According to neighborhood safety audits conducted by RCMP, majority of the participants were concerned about their personal safety and feel unsafe if they are walking alone at night. Rationale behind the disparity in safety and security. So there is insufficient number of police officers to handle crimes and enforce the law. Another reason can be insufficient block watch in the community. Then high prevalence of homeless individuals and drug users in the area that contributes to safety concern. And the last one is vacant properties around the downtown indicate a lack of control within neighborhoods, and these types of environments are subject to criminal activity, drug use, and the sale of drugs. So now the community attempt to serve safety and security problem. First one is promoting block watch in the neighborhood, especially in the high crime rate areas. Block watch is a great way of reducing and preventing crime in the community. Since Nanaimo doesn't have enough number of police officers that are always patrolling in the residential areas, being proactive and vigilant in your own block will prevent crime and other unwanted activities. Thus, it will make your neighborhood safe and more secure to live with. Next is encourage the public to report criminal and nuisance activity. Third one, provide free housing and shelter or low rental apartment for homeless individuals to remove them from dwelling in the streets. Next, provide employment for addicts, homeless population and ex-convict. Promote equity and remove discrimination. Increase job vacancies that does not require high level of education. Employment reduce crime by offering routines, income and supervision. Another point is provide free trainings and seminars for all that can be used in applying a job. Last but not least is increase street lights and surveillance camera, especially in the areas with high incidence of crime.